Gemini, we are here to do your April read. Now, your read's really interesting. Now, if you are wanting to make a booking, you can go to the link directly below. I'm a psychic medium. I cover the astrology as well as I deal with twin flame soulmate connections as well. Now, I'm going to dive into your reading and I'm going to articulate what I can see going on. And I think this is a better way to actually do it. Okay, now, with the energies coming through, you're on the fence, okay? Now, we do have Pluto going retrograde on the 24th, which is unique because the aspect of the 8th house is activated in your astrology, which is very similar to the energy of Pluto, but it's where we spiritually go to comprehend endings and understand, you know, what we can depend on. So it feels as though you guys might have that energy coming through at the beginning of the month. Plus, Venus is in Gemini, so you're in your own energy. You could be deeply attractive this month. At the same energy, next month we're having the node shift, so already you'll be in that energetic core field. There could actually be, regardless of whether you're partnered or not, people being very drawn towards you, and it is coming through in your read. If you are feeling some shape or way that you are not understood, not respected, not valued, you're looking for more. You either want that within a connection or you're seeking, okay? Your crowning energy is crown chakra, and the B on the card is deeply connected to love. It's also tribe, you know, wanting to feel you're part of a team, part of a tribe. Juno in your sign at the moment, in Libra, which is marriages, contracts, partnerships, will be activated next month as well, and that will be really looking at your relationships, really looking at your contracts and partnerships, and wanting to shake that area up and turn over a new leaf. And for the nodes being in Gemini and Sagittarius, it'll be there for 2.5 years. It's really going to recreate a new energy of how you show the world yourself, as well as how the world is seeing you, but I'll get deeper into that later. So your crowning energies, you've got horse, which is freedom. You always have a choice, and it is solar plex energy. So, you know, I feel you guys are ready to make a decision based on love. Your energy is coming through like you're wanting to investigate something fresh and new. This can be with the same partner, or it can be with a new energy. You're wanting a deep spiritual connection. You don't want anything dishwater-like. So again, I'll say, be it you're in the relationship or not, you're diving deep and you're wanting someone else to do that. No, I'm feeling, if you're looking at one old energy and it's just not making the cut and you're thinking of tapping out, there is a warning within this reading. Now, ultimately, you have the final decision. Mercury obviously being in Taurus, we've got the Uranian aspects coming through where we're wanting change, we want the pretty picture, tell me sweet little lies I'm hearing, but it's also tune into your true vibration. You know, of the bigger picture of who you are, I do feel you've dealt with some aspects of adversity and you might be doing too much at the moment. Now, it could be that you're looking at two paths, and this is really what's coming through, two potential paths. But you're guided really to get into hermit mode. You're guided to come back to gain the clarity. I feel you are being careful. You're aware of what it is. There's butterflies connected to this. You also don't want to get hurt, but I feel this anxious energy, like you're wanting to get the show on the road. Some of you could be attracting a person from the past that was in a connection. Others of you, it may be that your partnership is busy. And due to the fact that this person is very busy dealing with cycles, work, you know, habits, karmic, so it could be a Capricorn because I've got the wheel here, I've got habit energy coming through, which again, it can be the Pisces energy, but it's just overall, there's a cycle where it's tying up. And look, this could be the person you're linking into, that they're deeply spiritual, but they're very, very private. But I'm feeling two energies come through here. So for some of you, I do feel you might, there's one you're swaying to more so than the other, But it could be because one makes you feel some sort of way, which could be quite trapped. Your mind can even be trapped at this point, but you do have crown chakra upright. They've got the Ace of Swords. Now, this is where sharp communication can come in, very quick communication. You know, they're grabbing a set and they're coming and they're wanting to talk to you. It's swift, it's quick, it's having an observation point of view, and it is where they're wanting to come in with a change of plans. So now this could be an idea. You could currently be within this relationship, as I mentioned, but the way it's coming through is the way they're looking at things. They've had a changed perspective. Now they're wanting to go gun-ho. They're wanting to move this to the next level. They could also be coming with karmic energy. And there could be a complication in this situation from the past, but it's either they're wanting to have children with you and they look at you as their empress, and again the energies can swap. It's the fresh start. It's a connection, taking it to the next level. Some of you, there can be a home that you're buying. I'm seeing in my mind's eye a home movement, taking it to the next level, but there's other things going on, and you guys have had quite a busy 3 months. I feel you're wanting to pause. I feel you're flattered and a tad bit nervous maybe. Now, if this hasn't transpired, this can be something you're tuning into. Like, gosh, you know, if I move on, is a new interest going to come? There could be potentially someone who's in the midst at the moment and you're thinking about it. This could be causing a great deal of confusion for you. But you also don't want to be manipulated by these situations. You want to have your wits about you. Now, we are having a super full moon in Libra. So it is similar to a Venus retrograde with the Juno frequency, where whatever that last moon cycle was, it would have been 6 months ago. You'll need to link back to what you were doing around that time and what is cycling out from that point that you were working on. We then, around the 23rd, are having a new moon in Taurus, which is linking into our dream state. It's, okay, this new version of what I'm wanting, and I'm talking in layman's terms of you, what is that going to be? And I feel it can be some financial aspirations, it can be assets, it can be niceties, also romance, you know, somebody really digging in with you and being able to move through the ebbs and changes of your changes in your life, and whether they can actually come to terms with the unique version of who you are. And that's going to be a huge theme in 2020. Us uniquely being able to be ourselves, especially with Saturn in Aquarius, when it does have that complete transition, you'll find it will be quite a unique energy in the way it comes through. It may be out there, it might be eccentric, it might be liberated and fancy free, it can come across as aloof. You're wondering whether your funks of who you are, that this person can go with the ebbs and flows and changes, and it's unique because this person's got eye candy for you. But the way you're seeing it, it feels quite detached. It feels, look, you know, this could be because you've come out of something, you're healing from something, you have other things going on in your life, and you're wondering whether it's going to match. You're looking at it, but somehow it feels you've got some power in your hands in some shape or form. It may be that you have choices and options, but you do need to be very careful about what these things are. Like I said, I can feel travel around you as well. I'm feeling you're going to need to have a lot of courage in your career sector, and you're wanting movement in that area. If you are feeling tired and you're deeply conflicted about romance, I feel with your career, you might be really taking a critical eye over it. Now, when Pluto does go retrograde, again, looking at the bigger reason of, you know, where the stability is at with your 8th house. Are you able to bounce back? Are you able to look at things? You know, for those of you, if you're a spiritual light worker on YouTube, with your 9th house activation, you can balance it by the art of communication. And next month you will uniquely be using different tools to be able to articulate how you feel, why you feel, what you're doing. Very Mercury orientated, but you'll be in your own element. I do feel a lot of people have misinterpreted the way you show yourself to the world. But I do feel there's fast-paced movement, and there might be a purchase that's necessary that comes through very quickly where you have no choice but to actually make a decision. There is a balance in all things. I'm also seeing a contract coming up that you have to sign, and it might feel like an opportunity of a lifetime, but it is something like you've been working really hard to make these dreams happen, to have these finances balanced, or you've been waiting a very long time to achieve these, but it just feels really pushing forward. And you know, things are going to amp up. You've got slow down in reverses, like it's really going to pick up the pace. There can be some critical aspects coming through with a group. It's weird because even with this, that's why I'm saying it's sort of like people have misunderstood what you're transmuting. And in the work domain, or with the people you're mixing with, even within partnerships, I think there's a bit of cross wires going on. I'm hearing the devil in the detail. There's two sides to every story, but it's like, you know, the actions and the words, it might be coming from your side. People are misinterpreting what you're saying. This could even be from the perspective of you definitely know who you're interested in, but there could be a very flattering offer coming through. If it triggers you in some shape or form, it may be where you need to sit with it and say, hey, is everything balanced here? Is the give and take balance here? And I do feel this reflective mind coming in, be it you with the person or not. I do feel there's going to be a direct communication and conversation, and if there's been conflict in family and you have been heavily burdened, especially with the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn, hasn't that been fun? I'm seeing you getting to a point you want to get to the crux of an issue. Now, next month will flow, but look, we will be getting into the vibe, and it will be something that can particularly come up this month, where we can talk about things from a different perspective. We can talk about some of the delusions, the illusions, some of our dreams, some of our frustrations. But again, from the 11th, it's a bit testy, and it's probably safer more towards the 23rd onwards. I do feel you guys have been working too hard. But overall, they keep hearing devil in the detail. There's something to do with a contract, and again, you might be even with your love, it can also very strongly link into any connection on top of that. So this could even be where you have two given opportunities, and it is coming through in the other aspects where through the grapevine, it could be a selection of two people, but it's coming down to you, but you need to speak your truth. If you're in a workplace that is interviewing, for instance, I'm seeing it really important for you to articulate how much you feel you can achieve this job. Speaking your truth, that's what I'm saying. But there potentially could be a choice between two people for some of you that directly relates. Yeah, here you go. You've got in your health environment and in your employment and tribe, it's all saying a similar theme. You're really going to have to stand your ground. You're really going to have strength. And you're going to have to be very direct. I'm hearing putting your money where your mouth is. Like really having to sell yourself. But it's in a positive light. It's not in a lower frequency level. It's, you know, walk your walk, talk your talk. You will be in your element, Gemini. I'm having a very, very good feeling you're about to land a massive situation in your life. it's coming to you. So I feel as long as you articulate things correctly and your body movement, your energy, your decision making, it's innately going to come towards you. You know, when we chase anything, it goes in the opposite direction. If you are having all these opportunities come towards you, I'm feeling as though if something else has been nagging at you and you're like, oh, but you know, I haven't quite made up my mind with this, it's asking you to follow your dreams, that everything else will fall into place, but you must trust it. I do feel there's a shake-up in it. You know, you're up in your thoughts about it. You also know the falsities of a situation, that they're fear-based frequencies, but you're bored of having a similar equation happen. You're definitely reflecting back to old ways you were doing things, old ways you were achieving your employment targets, etc., your love life, and you don't want to have the same frequency. So some of you might want to shake it off and start fresh. But you also feel that all the energy you put in, you don't want to be your own worst enemy, but some of you also might be putting some money away as a nest egg. And I feel this is smart. This is for your security, that should you ever need to make a major decision, you actually have that nest egg there, where it's not coming from an egoic victim consciousness energy. It's coming from the perspective of what you feel is going to be correct for you. You need to be very, very, and look, I feel naturally you'll be like this. You are shedding an aspect of your skin. So even when it pertains to relationships, I don't feel you can be manipulated. I feel that, you know, if you are not over a person or you're wanting to heal it, what's being shown to me is it can be fixed. I do feel there's a person that's deeply interested in you, but I'm not trusting them. It's just, it feels sugar and spice and all things nice. It's not to say it can't go to that, but there feels like there's a chapter being closed out. Yeah, this can be a person coming back from the past, and you remember back to some of the situations. You don't want that to be repeated. They want this to get on the move, but you also don't want to be stupid. You know, you want to make a very serious kind of decision with this. You're trying to look at, you want them to be able to step up and actually say, hey, right, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. This is what it is. I do feel they're pretty full on. When they want something, they want it. It's pretty full on. If they're hot and heavy, they're hot and heavy. I wouldn't be surprised if sacral chakra come out. Okay, in their career, or this can even be your career. Oh, no. Where's Aries? Mercury. Yeah, this can be hot and heavy spiritual connection. If you have an ex that you don't want to see and you've had issues with them, be really careful. I feel this little stalking energy. It's a bit possessive. They could be jealous of your future moving forward. This won't be for all of you, but there is this message coming through. So my guides are asking me to say it. There can be an energy of the past that it's like that chewing gum that won't get off your shoe. They're not that nice though. It's very fiery energy. If you feel wary of them, trust your intuition. Because this could be jealousy and disputes and a home-related dynamic at a very separate level. And as I said, being a psychic medium, there might be one or two people who this directly relates to. but I'm still guided to give the message nevertheless. So for some of you, yes, that is a potential. And I do feel a bit nervous about that energy, so just be mindful. Overall, with your energy, you're doing all the things that make you happy. This can actually trigger people. It can be very aloof. It's like, look, I'm doing what I want to do, and if you don't like it, yeah, you're picking who you want to be with. Some of you, this could be a change of family. Yeah, you're like this. You could feel as though look, I just really do know you're going to follow your intuition. You know who the right person is and know who you just don't want to invest in. And if this is something that's been coming up for a long time, you already deeply know. Some of you, like I said, you're scared that the past is going to repeat. But if this person is someone you very much love and you've moved away from a separate situation that was toxic, and it can be the past, remember? It doesn't have to be a different person. If things have changed, this can even be major conversations in the work. About, you know, the wounds. We can't not talk to people at different aspects in astrology. I know some of us do, but you know, it's looking at it and fine-tuning the art of communication in different ways. Retrogrades can bring up things from the past, with Mercury retrograde. You know, the directs and certain zodiac signs that can bring about another element. Obviously, because we have Aries and Chiron, you know, really looking at the wounds and dealing with it. A lot of people, again, with Aries and Chiron for you, you know, allowing people to come in and being able to merge into a new group can be a bit challenging. Some of you might have had this for a while and you're really honing in on the pattern. Allow other people to come into your world. Be open to that. If you need to close doors and you feel that, you know, you're really sick of certain things, be open to that, but don't do it from the perspective of wanting to run, because I feel if you heal these blockages, I do feel you guys have a magical month coming up. Now, it's not to say everything's a walk in the park. Many of you who are going through ascension symptoms, you can have ebbs and flows. That you become accustomed to it, because, you know, it depends on how long you've been on your spiritual awakening. But a majority of you, I feel this is going to be a major turning point for you this month. And I can see a lot of shedding skin, a lot of standing your ground, a lot of physical fast track movement, as well as very, very straightforward direct communication. When it comes to dealing with adversities and people that are jealous, people that are manipulative, I just feel you're really like cutting, and it's like putting flour through the sieve. It's like, okay, fine detail. And the justice, that energy of balance is going to be big time in the month of April. If you've got anyone you've had conflict with, this can be a time when it comes up. And it is a time where moving into the following month, especially navigated through your sign. You guys are great communicators. You have the wealth of knowledge. You will be on your A game when it comes to this. So please trust yourself and know that you have this. And if you need any additional help, you can go to the link, Love and Light. I'll see you mid-month.